Well, hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. And today I am going to do an infill on these nails. This is going to be about the second or third infill I do on these nails, so it definitely the last one. But as you can see or may not see, but I have done a cuticle prep and removed any lifting and excess product. So I will jump right into doing these nails. I start out with this cuticle pusher and slightly separate the eponychium from my nail plate and also pushing it back at the same time. It has probably been a couple of days since I did my manicure, so I like to repeat this step. And then I go in with this sanding band and I just scrape up my natural nail surface. You do not want to add any pressure to it, just gently scrape into it, just around my natural nail plates. And once I'm finished doing this, I will clean up the nails and remove any dust or all dust from a nail plate with alcohol. You do not want dust in your products. So today I will be using Makartt, Dehydrator and Bonder, and also the base coat. And I will be using Polygel. So I'm starting out with the Dehydrator, as you can see. And then I'm adding the primer. Be sure to not get this on your skin because this can lead to contact dermatitis. And I also apply it to the rest of the nail just to get a little tacky layer between my old product and the new product. But of course I also apply base. So yeah, the base will also stick to the primer. And you can apply the base very thinly. It doesn't need to be a thick layer. It's actually better to apply a very thin layer. It's supposed to only kind of like burnish into your nail plate. And once I have cured that, I will be using this AwsmColor Polygel number 12/2. I didn't know that this actually was a brand by Makartt. I didn't know that at all. But I really like the colors on these gels. I love them. I do not like the brand Makartt, but I do love this polygel. I didn't know until yesterday that this was a Makartt brand. Once I started to search to buy some more of this AwsmColor polygel, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find anywhere to buy this, so let me know if you know about someone that still sell this product and of course can ship it to Norway. I need to find some substitute for this translucent polygel. As you can see, I have started laying this down. This is of course just an infill and adding some more structure to the rest of the nail. So it's not rocket science, but I add product to relocate the apex, I guess. Yeah, you move the apex further back on the nail plate. And this polygel is quite soft, so if you use alcohol as your slip solution, you will end up diluting the product and it will be even more softer and tacky and gooey and stick to your brush and kind of hopeless. So I recommend using a slip solution for this. It keeps the brush, it's not drier, but it doesn't dilute your product. It only add that little wet layer so that you can push it around without it sticking to your brush. So yeah, the application is like you always do with polygel. You pat and push, not drag and pull. If you drag or push into it too harshly, you will drag your product and you wouldn't get a desired shape. So it's better to pat and gently push it into place. And then you can go in and just wipe gently over if you want to smooth the surface. But I will of course be filing these at the end, so yeah, it's up to you how perfect you want the surface to be. And while you watch me sculpt this, I would just like to say that I'm so sorry for this long hiatus. It's been summer. Summertime is so hard for me. Every year I struggle to edit and upload videos. I'm just way too busy enjoying life in the summertime. I cannot give you any other excuse. I am just so sorry. When you live in a cold country like Norway, you want to savor those warm weather. Believe me, it's getting dark really soon. It's getting dark and it's getting cold. So when the sun is high and the summer is here, I want to enjoy it. So yeah, well, I'm back now. My inspiration is back, so hopefully you will see some nail videos in the future. And when I'm finished sculpting and curing, I go in and of course wipe off the tacky layer or dispersion layer, and then I go in and file the nails. I usually start out by filing underneath the nails so that I also can check from underneath how thick the side walls are. So yeah, file them straight, and then I'm also adjusting the almond shape. I like my nails a little bit more on the pointy side, more like an almanetto than almond. I like them more pointy, but I do not want to call them stiletto because stilettos, they are long. Yeah, of course my nails are also long here, but not XXL long. Yeah, when I'm filing, I file one side of the free edge first and then go around and file the other side of the free edge, and then I file one side of the cuticle area and then the other side of the cuticle area, and at the end I go over the top and adjust the apex if that is needed. So yeah, you can just see the steps that I'm going through here, and I will end up with some pointy almond nails. And I always check every angle while I'm filing. Look down the barrel of the nails, towards the nails, side of the nails, so that you do not miss an angle. And when I'm finished with this, I of course dust off the nails and clean them very well. So here they are, finished filing. The angles are not perfect because these are tips, so I haven't sculpted these. And then I will go in with this Madame Glam's gel polish called I Do, just to even out the colors, because I have used a different polygel than my previous set, so I'm just going to slightly even out the colors, I guess. Yeah, and I do this to all my nails. I do think I applied 2 layers of this. I am not sure if this is still sold on Madame Glam. This was something they came out with a couple of years ago. There were different colors in a manicure collection that was sheer like this. I really like this sheer gel polishes to make a special tint to the nails, I guess. And then I go in and buff the nails, because I am going to do fades and ombre, or if you will, or aura if you will. So the trick then is to have as smooth nails as possible, because that will make the ombre a lot easier than if you have a bumpy surface. Your ombre will also be patchy and bumpy. So that is why I do this, and a matte surface is also easier to do an ombre with, or aura. So yeah, matte nails are preferred. And for my auras and ombres I will be using this Mordda palette, and just one color in this palette. You will see which one later on. So I'm just clamping a little sponge into my dabber. I do not know what it is called. Yeah, and just dab a little bit onto my palette, and then go in with a sponge to even out the surface so you get a smooth application as possible. And yeah, just layering up the aura here. I think I'm going in with 3 layers. I'm curing in between each layer. So to layer them up will give you a nicer aura and a nicer ombre than if you go in with too much gel. It's easier to not get a nice ombre that way. So for this index finger I'm doing this aura, and for my other nails I am going to do ombre towards the tip. But yeah, in the end you will see I could have used the aura in the center on my pinky as well, but okay, turned out okay, I guess. So I will just let you watch it, and yeah, I'll cure it in between each layer here, and use a light touch when I'm dabbing on this gel. I guess it's called a pat gel. And then I go in with this Brillbird contour gel. It's a white contour. I have no idea how you pronounce it, but I'm just applying a little bit onto my palette here, and I will be using this for my French tip on my thumb and on my middle finger. These or especially this gel are a little bit thicker than regular gel polish, and they are meant to be used, for instance, for painting on French nails. They have a higher pigment of white, and you only need 1 coat, and it will be smooth and it will be very thin, so it doesn't bulk up your French. If you, for instance, have a white gel polish that doesn't have enough white pigments in it, you can end up with a very bulky French. So yeah, I always advise people to buy French tip gel like this, and most brands have this type of gel. You can also use this as an ombre gel, I guess, but this pat gel has an even thicker consistency than this contour gel. And then I also do a kind of a French on the middle finger. I'm drawing out like an oval. I start out with more like a circle, but you will see I narrow it down more like an oval. I want the red to shine through that hole. I want the darkest of the red to shine through. It gives it a really nice contrast. I also did this design back in May, so yeah, maybe doesn't suit this autumn, but it's still end of summer, is it? Early autumn, so I'm throwing it in there. So I hope someone liked this design, even though it's the end of summer. I do have a couple of videos that I did in spring that I didn't get to upload because of circumstances. Yeah, we also had some sickness in the family that took all our time, so yeah, I can also say that that was also the reason why I haven't uploaded in a long time. But hopefully the season and everything in it will be okay, so I can give you some more videos. And yeah, I also added a little bit of this pat gel to my thumbs. I also enjoy doing both my hands recently. I have had 2 different hands for years and years and years, but now I come to a place where I just like having matching hands. And when I'm finished with this, I go in and apply a base gel to all my nails, because I'm going to do some chrome design, and I find that base gel is the best way to do isolated chrome. And nothing sticks to this base gel. Of course you have to wipe off the tacky layer first, but it will leave a very smooth surface, so the chrome will not adhere to base gel. But also I will be using top coat mixed with black to do this isolated chrome with, so that again is not the best to apply or draw on top of a shiny surface. The best way is to, of course, draw on top of a matte surface, but it was fine. So yeah, I use a top coat that I only use with chrome. Well, I could use the regular top coat to mix with the black, but when I do the isolated chrome, I always have the top coat that I only use for chrome, because you do not want to get the chromes inside your top coat. So yeah, mixing black and top coat together. And then I just draw on some organic design, I think. I have no explanation for what this is. Maybe you can leave me a clue in the comments below this video, but it looks like it's like a one-celled organism or something. Looks like, yeah, organic. I think it's some kind of organic thing. And then I go in with the silver here, silver chrome, just rub that in, and I take a clean sponge to rub off again the particles that I do not want to have on my nail. And I just apply some top coat again to this chrome detail. And I forgot that I also wanted some white frame around my pinky. So yeah, I pulled out the white again to do that. Needed some more white details in this nail to even out that, what do you call it? Composition. Yeah. You want your nails to have a flow. You want the vision of your nails to have a composition, or yeah, I do not know how to explain it. I just like it to have a flow. I have no idea how to explain it. But if you know, you know. And then I go in with this squeezy gummy gel, that's the rhinestone glue gel, and I use this to draw some 3D lines on my pinky, and I like to squeeze out a little droplet onto my brush. I find that that is an easy way to get the sizes that I want. So you can see here an aura on the center of this nail would have looked a little bit better. But I also like that the fade of the colors, and especially with the 3D, when I get to top coat this, it looks nice actually. I liked it. And then I go in with my top coat mix and draw kind of, yeah, just some design. There's nothing fancy about this. The only thing is that for this design you would want to have soft corners, or not corners but oval shapes, like that gives it a more organic flow, not sharp angles, so circles if you will. And I also do 2 coats of this. I didn't need to, but I did. I was happy with this design. I liked these nails. yeah, I just love 3D nails lately. I'm probably too old for it, but I just like it. So I make the nails that makes me happy, not other people. So yeah, then I go in with chrome, as you can see, just rubbing it in. And when I go over and clean it with the clean brush, you can see that none of these metal particles will adhere to this base gel. And then I top coat it with my top coat that I only use for chrome, to isolate chrome and encapsulate chromes. Sorry. And you would want to encapsulate it with the top coat. Once you're finished applying the chrome, if you get a bump into something, you will scratch the surface. And then I go in with some 3D design on the top of my middle finger here. No specific reason, I just felt like I needed more 3D design on this nail. And then it is time for some bling. I add some silver pearls and also some pearls later on. So yeah, just some details here and there. A little additional bling will always make nails a lot better, in my eyes. Bling is never wrong. And like for instance here on my thumb, I have a specific plan in my head about the size and about the placement. That's important because I'm going to look at this for 2-3 weeks, so yeah, I want to be happy every time I look at it. If I know I have a bead that it's a little bit too big in certain area, that is going to bother me. Yeah, so it has to be perfect in my head. And some 3D onto the tip of my thumb as well. Now I'm just squeezing it out because it's just 2 of these. Yeah, and some more chrome details to my ring finger. And a couple of pearls was also needed here. You can see it fits perfectly, doesn't it? I think so. And a couple of pearls here as well. And these silver beads or gold beads like these, you need to encapsulate them because the metallic paint will be gone when you use your nails. It will flake off very soon, so you need to encapsulate them with top coat to avoid this. And I want them to stay silver for a very long time, so I add some top coat to my palette and encapsulate the beads. All of them. I also just top coated the 1 or 2 nails that I didn't top coat earlier. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial or step-by-step with me, and I hope that you can come back to my video later on, and if you have seen it from the beginning, I must say that I appreciate you for doing so. It really warms my heart. I am just applying some cuticle oil and hydrate my nails and cuticles and the fingers again. And once I'm finished doing that, the nails will be finished. I personally like this design. I like them a lot. It made my head peaceful for a while. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. If you want to, you can also follow me on my TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and also, if you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel, and also comment if you like to. Give it a thumbs up this video, and if you subscribe, press that notification bell so you get updated when I finally get a new video out. I hope and I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. So bye bye for now, everyone. Bye bye.